Good morning. It is Sunday, June 2nd, so welcome to June. We've made it. It's a beautiful morning, early in the morning, 8 a.m. I'm gonna go meet up with some friends. We're going for a 3-man ride, 100k. I have charged my batteries, sorted out my computer, connecting it to my power meter. I put sealant in my tires. I've done everything I hope that I need to do. It's a lot, guys. Cycling is a lot nowadays. Welcome back to the What Life. Let's roll. So I met these boys doing Ride London last year. We were cycling along. Turns out we lived not too far from one another. Scott is a weapon on the bike and he puts down such good numbers. He's a watt bomb, slightly bigger rider. I think he's kind of like 95 kg. So on the flats, he tears it up. We haven't had a chance to ride together this year, but I've been looking at his Strava and a lot of his rides just holding some very steady, very high watts. So I'm looking forward to linking up with him again because he hasn't seen me for about maybe 8 months. And it'd be a good chance just to ask him whether he thinks I've got any better, because that's actually quite nice. Anyway, we got 100k out through the Chilterns and a few little hills. The only other thing to add is after Ride London and then doing the chain gang, I am getting a little bit of squeaking from my bottom bracket. BB86 bottom bracket. I am going to troubleshoot that when I get home and see if I can fix it. These guys like to ride in one shot and then grab a coffee. So it's not a coffee ride, it's a coffee after the ride. See you on the other side. So this is where we're meeting, outside the Lion in Beaconsfield. When did cycling become about so much stuff? So obviously I'm slightly different, being a bit of a YouTuber, you know, 2 GoPros to charge, 2 SRAM batteries to charge, heart rate monitor to charge, head unit to charge. Got to make sure your levers are charged. You know, I had to sort out my seat, my bottom bracket is squeaking. It's a lot sometimes. It is a bit overwhelming, but you know, the pitfalls of technology are quite simply that you have to keep them up. But you know, someone said that, you know, mechanicals group sets for the win in one of my comments, and sometimes you just have to agree with that. But you know, sealant in the tubes, or sealant in your tires, that kind of stuff, you've got to top that up. It's a lot, guys. Cycling has become an absolute lot, and I'm quite, you know, I wasn't an aficionado back in the day. I'm quite new to it, so I'm trying to stay on top of it. But yes. Right, when the boys get here, out for a smash. Oh, what a day, huh? We have a ride later this summer, which is 100 milers that Scott pulls a group together for. In many senses, don't you? You kind of throw the call out to people.
Invite anyone, yeah, who rides basically.
Yeah. It's the Marlow Red Kite, which is a local cycling group, 100 miler, and I think we're going to aim for like a 4-hour ride time, right? Like aim for a 4-hour pace, but with a few stops, ish.
Yeah, 4 and a bit, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, with a few rolling hills.
Well organised.
Yeah. Right, morning. We're gonna keep the tradition going with this.
Happened last time. This is the only second time it's only happened.
Yeah, and that there was that time that I got a flat. Remember that going up that top of that hill? And Scott changed my tube for me. Lloydie's got everything he needs. He's running tubeless. Are you gonna try and put a plug in? If it's only a small hole, then I'd leave it for a bit. Yeah. That's fine though, isn't it? Because you're not trying to put air in it, you're just trying to put a plug in.
but that's why it was leaking. It's because I didn't have the tube in there.
Oh, it's, yeah.
Canister in there.
Yeah. So that's a CO2 thing with a with a plug in it as well.
Exactly.
So we just put a plug in Lloydie's.
Got to turn that down.
So we're gonna wait here for a couple of minutes. Is that the classic? We also need to get Lloydie to change his tyres. He's got a few balding spots. We're not sorry, that was so judgy, mate. That was sorry.
I haven't even ridden this bike. Well, many times now.
Yeah. It is fun, isn't it? Because but you only really kind of like start taking care of your bike when you get it back out for the summer again. And it's the 1st of June. It feels like we haven't
serviced.
So we put plug in. Funnily enough, this is exactly what I had to do last time I went riding with Lloydie. We hadn't had the same issue. We've got a little plug in it that he's put in. I always get really kind of scared of putting plugs in. Do you want the electronic one? Whip. Nice thing about riding with these boys is they always like to go up into the Chilterns, so we get a few hills, which I quite enjoy. Usually when I'm on my own or with the chain gang, it's all dead flat or reasonably flat. Lucky to live in Buckinghamshire, where the hills, nice and rolling, but good little workout. But look how gorgeous today is. So nice. And it feels really nice to meet up with these boys again. I do love the connections you make through cycling, and each group have a different vibe. And today is lovely, I will say that. Thanks boys for inviting me along. Nice work, boy.
Well done.
How's that feel?
Nothing too heavy.
Hold left. What a day. What a morning. We're just rolling down into Henley now. It is so nice to get out, and we're not pushing too hard, but it's definitely not like an easy ride. We have our moments, which is quite nice. We just went through a horrible patch of kind of farm runoff on the road, like loads of water, loads of... Yeah, we're good, thank you. As nice a day as it is, I just think with all the bad weather, the roads in some places in the countryside have got so much water runoff, as there's loads of like slate, like tiny little bits of slate in the soil washed onto the road. We have picked up our second flat, which is Scott. So I think we'll probably end up taking a bit of a shortcut to get back to the boys have got the kids to get back to. But I think that's a very atypical way to do a Sunday ride. You know, everyone's got time constraints. But it's not so bad on a Sunday in bright, you know, blue skies. Very different on a Sunday when it's hammering with rain. I am the common denominator here. So this is our 4th puncture riding together. We've only ridden 5 times, guys. So it looks like the boys might cut it a little bit short. And if they do, I'll probably duck off and go and do a Windsor loop, add a few miles on. Quite enjoying it. It's too nice a day not to. We're back on the road. Scott is very dialed with fixing his wheel. He's running tubes, so you know, pull a tube out, whack a tube in, done. Oh,
no more punctures, please.
This does seem like the state of the UK roads at the moment, with the winter that we've had. So Scotty boy, with the punctures and the slowdowns we had today, has to get back, so he's taking a little shortcut. We are now in Henley, which is one of my favourite places to cycle through. It's so gorgeous. not being a like self-indulgent arse, Lloydie, but do you think my cycling's come on in the year that you've known me?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. The few rides we've done.
Do you remember when I got dropped coming into Henley that time? When I tried to take the front with the boys and then I just got melted off the back.
I warned you.
Yeah, you did.
I always say that.
But I think I'd hold those groups a lot better now.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah. That is my philosophy a lot of the time. I get shouted at on the internet for it. No, but I do feel like, you know, I kind of met you boys reasonably early on in my cycling escapades. You know, that ride London where I didn't know what I was doing, just jumped in, did it on my own, met you guys, and then we did a few rides last summer. But I do feel like I've come like a real long way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right, consistency. You look how many miles you've probably put in since then. There's no secret, is there?
No.
Putting the hard work in and the miles in, and you'll get the results, won't you?
VeloLife, baby. So Scott's bailed because he needs to get back for the fam, and our 2 punctures have slowed us a little bit down, but look how busy it is here. Well, not busy, but like, look at the culture. One of the truly great spots in South Bucks, just outside Henley. Grab that. So something you might not know is if you ever come to VeloLife, they have the VeloLife Challenge, which is a local loop that you can do and dive onto the leaderboard, and you get there's some absolutely wicked names on this. Harvey Weinberger, like some absolute local legends. Fastest time is 24 minutes 42 seconds. So it's worth doing. They will give you a free coffee if you end up top of the list. Right, we're ready to go. An update as I come into 95k for the morning. Sean, his legs have taken a bit of a hit, so we've settled on the pace. Scott's gone back a different way. I'm gonna do one last climb and loop back round for a solo ride back home. But it's been a glorious, really nice way to start a Sunday morning. One more climb to go, then I'll leave the boys to it as they head home. So the boys are off up to Beaconsfield. I've taken a little tour off, just hit 100k, 5-8k to get home, food, and then I probably need to go for a run because I have a UTMB 100k ultra race in Tenerife next weekend that I probably haven't done enough training for. Right guys, we're gonna leave this one here. Thanks so much for joining in. Again, hopefully, you know, these rides for me, I want to do the Red Kite 100 miler, which will be a pace line for 100 miles through the Chilterns first weekend of September. Look it up if you want to come join, and that's what I'm kind of using these rides to train for, amongst other things. But that'll be an awesome ride. Thanks so much for joining in. We'll be doing the fast pace group on Tuesday night, and I will see you on another one soon.